The wind howled like a starving wolf the night Sarah moved into the old house. It was a gift from her grandmother, or maybe a curse, standing skeletal on the city's edge. Its walls were scarred with cracks, and the windows groaned with every gust, sounding like an old man in pain. That first night, sleep was a fragile thing. At precisely 3 a.m., faint murmurs pulled her from a dream. They seemed to crawl up from the basement, a chorus of unintelligible words, like some forgotten, guttural language. "It's just the wind," she told herself, but the whispers were too distinct, too personal. Morning brought a chilling discovery. The basement door, the one she distinctly remembered locking, stood ajar. She crept down the warped wooden stairs, each step groaning under her weight. In the far corner, tucked away behind dusty shelves, was a small door she'd never noticed before. Her hand trembled as she pulled it open. The air that rushed out was ancient and cold, a blast from a tomb. Her phone's light cut through the pitch black, revealing a cramped, narrow room. The stone walls were covered in bizarre drawings, interlocking circles, and symbols she didn't recognize, gouged deep into the stone. In the center of the room sat a single, rickety wooden chair, its arms wrapped in frayed, time-worn ropes. A wave of nausea washed over her. She slammed the small door shut and ran upstairs, her heart a frantic drum against her ribs. But closing the door did nothing. The whispers returned that night, no longer confined to the basement. They were closer now, slithering through the floorboards, curling around her bedposts. And then a single word crystallized from the babble, a cold spike of dread in her heart. They were saying her name. Sarah, ... Sarah, ... The third night was the worst. She woke up, not in her bed, but standing before her bedroom mirror, with no memory of getting there. Her breath fogged the glass, and in the reflection, looming directly behind her, was a shadow. It was tall, dense, and featureless, except for one horrifying detail: a wide, predatory smile filled with gleaming white teeth. A scream tore from her throat as she spun around, but the room was empty. She was alone. Shaking, she turned back to the mirror. The shadow was gone, but a message had been traced by an unseen finger in the condensation on the glass. "You cannot leave. This is my home." Panic set in. She scrambled for the front door, rattling the knob, but it was locked solid. The windows, too, all of them sealed from the inside. Her keys were gone. She grabbed her phone to call for help, but the screen was dead, no signal. And as her hope died, the whispers erupted into a cacophony of screams, dozens of tortured voices shrieking in unison from the very walls around her. Her eyes darted to the old family photographs hanging in the hall. But they weren't her family anymore. The smiling faces had been replaced by pale, gaunt visages, their eyes wide, empty sockets, their mouths stretched open in a silent, eternal scream. The horrifying truth crashed down on her. Everyone who had ever lived in this house had never left. Now, on quiet nights, if you find yourself on the lonely road at the edge of town, you might just hear whispers drifting from that old, dark house. And if you dare to listen closely, you might hear a new voice has joined the chorus. Sarah's "Sleep Well Tonight." And don't forget to check your locks. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the chills, be sure to follow for more tales from the dark.